Howdy, Mark Benton again at Loneville Barbecue. It's Christmas Eve, so Merry Christmas, everybody. By the time you're seeing this, it should be Christmas or maybe a little bit later. I want to put out a quick video. My wife and I had the opportunity to participate in a dinner delivery. One of our local churches here, the Catholic Church here in Anderson, Texas, puts together. They've done it for the last 4 years. There's a family that we're blessed to have that has coordinated this for 4 years, and every year it's grown. This year, I believe they delivered somewhere in the neighborhood of 170 meals to like 46 different locations. So when I looked at the sign-up list, who was bringing what, I didn't see a whole lot of beef on there. So I thought, well, let's do some tri-tip. It's easy to cook. I can cook it that day. They wanted everything delivered to the church by 10 a.m., so it needed to be something that I could do quick that morning. And if you have access to Costco and your Costco has tri-tips, they have choice, but those choice are pretty good quality, and they run at about $3 a pound. So what we're going to do today is a tri-tip platter with some parboiled new potatoes that we're going to smash on the Traeger Flatrock griddle and fry those up and put them all together into a platter. This is a very easy recipe to do. I highly recommend it. If you're doing something like this, like if you're donating, or if you have a large family gathering, this is a great, quick and easy, a couple hours basically to put all this together. But if you're doing a potluck, man, if you want to go in there and be impressive, bring this dish. As I talked about in my last video, as backyard barbecuers, we have the equipment. We know normally where to get meats, quality meats at a better price. So, it's a good opportunity to donate to others. Plus you get to get outside and have some fun with the smoker. I mean, I really had a good time this morning playing with things, and I haven't been able to use the Flatrock in a while, so that was great. But I want to chat too much longer. Let's get into the video and you can see how everything's done. But again, I'll tell you again at the end, but have a Merry Christmas, and we'll see you soon. Good morning. It's about 7:30 and we're going to make some tri-tips. We've got about 4 of them here. Ingredients, pretty simple. We're going to use some W sauce as a binder, some salt, Meat Church's Holy Cow, that's always good, or the steak rub, little knife, tongs, and a glove. Something to hold them in while we season them. So let's get to it. I've had some of these in the freezer, so these were frozen, and these I bought fresh at Costco a couple days ago. Just get a little bit of this fat off of here, a little bit of the silver skin. What we're going to do is we're going to smoke these and then put them on the Santa Maria to sear them. That's not too bad. I am going to take this big chunk right here off. You can leave a little bit of fat on there. And then we're going to slice these and put them over some roasted and smashed new potatoes. So for binder, I usually don't put a binder on these because you can see they're pretty wet already. Let me get a little bit of that. But another layer of flavor, we're going to go with Bear & Burton's W sauce. I'm going to put a light mix of that on there. Come on. Got pretty heavy there. Okay, so let's just coat these up. I use my gloved hand for this. Just enough to get it well coated so that rub will stick on there. We got a fire started, so it's burning down into coals right now. It should be, by the time we let this sit a little bit, fire should be ready. We can shut down the smoker and let it start doing its thing. We're going to smoke this today on our Texas Smoke King, which might be overkill for 4 tri-tips, but hey, if you got it, flaunt it. Next, we're going to put some salt on it. Not a lot. And we'll go way up high, that way we get a good even layer. Okay, flip her over. And repeat. And then finally, we're going to put a good layer of the Meat Church Holy Cow rub on there. Now, I really like this stuff. This is probably one of my favorites that they do. Look at that color, and look at that big chunks of pepper in there. This is a great steak rub. It's a good all-around rub, but I found I really like it on tri-tip and even ribeyes. So I'm going to go pretty heavy with it, because I'm not going to put a separate layer of pepper. I'm going to depend on the pepper coming out of this rub. Okay, let's flip her over. Rinse, repeat. Okay, I'm going to let these sit here for a few and let that soak in. Let this fire finish up, and then we'll put them on the smoker. Okay, these have been on for about an hour. So let's temp them real quick. I did rotate them. I put the larger ones in the back and flipped them where to get better grill marks. This one's coming in about 127, 134 on this end. It's ready to pull. So is this one, 128, 125. I want to pull about 125 to 130. The big one's probably got a little bit to go. Yeah, they're at 110, 118 on the thinner side. Yeah, so they still got another, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes. So let's pull these little ones off and we'll sear them. So I've got a little fire going on my Santa Maria here. I pulled some coals out of the smoker and added a few post oak scraps. I'm just going to lay this down as far as it'll go, let it heat up a little bit, and then we'll sear these tri-tips off. Let's go ahead and put the first one on. You want to right over the fire there. Going to give that about a minute. So all we're trying to do is get some grill marks and a little bit more flavor on there. Okay, let's take a look at that. I probably could have left it there a little bit longer. I think I will this time. Okay, so it's been 2 minutes on that side. Let's see how that looks. Oh yeah, that's much better. So let's leave it back on the other side for another minute. See what we get. A little bit more. Lay it over here. I'm going to go ahead and start the other one right next to it. Flames get too high, beauty of a Santa Maria, you can just lift it up a little bit if you want. Okay, I think this one's good. Oh yeah, can you see that? That looks good. Okay, let's see how this looks. Oh yeah, this is good. Okay, so I put these in a pan. I'm gonna let them rest. I'm gonna wrap this pan in aluminum foil. Let's go check on how the others are going. I'll keep this fire going so we can sear the other two when they're done. Well, to go with these, I've asked my wife to parboil some little potatoes. So, you know, they're soft. Whoop, dropped that one. But they've just been parboiled, and we're going to put them on the griddle here, smash them and fry them up a bit. So I'll show you how I'll go about doing that. So first off, I got a little avocado oil I want to put down. I've got the first two burners here, medium high. So I'm going to put that down, and then I'm going to take It's hard to pick up butter with a hot spatula, so we're going to put a little butter down too. Oh, hopefully it won't take off too bad. Get that going here. And then I'm going to drop in maybe about half of these potatoes. We'll start with a batch like that. Get them all out here. Look like little grapes, don't they? Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our smasher and just smash these down a little bit. Takes a little bit of weight. And as they cook here, the insides will stay soft, but then you'll have this nice little crunchy texture on either side of them as well. That's better if you try to do just a few at a time. Okay, so I'm going to let them sit and fry for a while I go back and flip over our tri-tip. If you see it getting dry, you can always add a little bit more oil. I don't know what you call these. Smash burgers seem to be the rage, so maybe they're smash taters. There's never anything as too much butter. So there we go. It's been a few minutes on this side, and you're starting to see that good crust there. So we're going to flip them. These make a great accompaniment, or a great side dish for basically any type of meat, beef especially. So we'll let these go a little longer on this one side and dish these up and then start the next batch. So my wife parboiled these, and I asked her not to put any salt in the water because we're going to salt them right here. We're going to season them right here on the grill. There's been no salt put on, so be liberal here, or put over to your taste. We'll mix that up here in a bit once they're ready to go. You could also put some holy cow on here, the meat church seasoning we used on the tri-tip if you want. I'm just going to go with salt for now. And let's see what that looks like. Oh yeah, they're looking good. I just lost one. To the hole. I'll mix them up a little bit, make sure that salt gets incorporated well. And then I'm going to put them in a platter over here. Cook up the second batch, add them to the platter, and then we'll go slice up our tri-tip and add that on top. It's going to look pretty. Look at those. Doesn't that look like a nice bed to put some tri-tip on? Tri-tip get a nice rest on that bed. Okay, let's go cut it up. Okay, so the tri-tip has been resting for a good 20 minutes. We've temped them. They've about 135. So I want a good range of medium rare to medium, because this is a kind of a buffet, and they're going to be making plates, and you never know what everybody's preference is, so you want to make sure there's a good representation. So I'm going to pull out one of the smaller ones that we did first. And let's slice this up. So if you remember on tri-tip, see this one, the muscle's running this way until it gets to here, and then it starts running straight like this. So we need to cut slices this way, and then we need to turn and cut slicing this way. So basically what we're going to do is cut this right in the middle here. See how we turned out. Well, that looks pretty good. Can you see that okay? That's a good medium there in the middle. So I'm just going to start cutting off slices here. Normally when I do tri-tip, I cut them about that big. So, and there we go. So there's that side of it. And then this side we're going to turn this way and just cut straight across. There we go. So now we can put this all back together. And I do know that this is going to a Christmas dinner. We're donating this, but you know what? I got to have a piece. So this little weird piece I cut, I'm going to take it. Cut this off. Oh, that's good. Now what I'm going to do is just stack these on top of the potatoes. And then who's ever serving can serve directly out of here. Yeah, that's worth another bite. Okay, time for number 2. And let me finish slicing these up and I'll show you what the final product is. Another bite. Dip it in the juice. Thank you very much. Okay, now the big ones. Hey, get over it. And of course, you can't forget to put the drippings back in there. Oh. Oh yeah. That is wonderful. Okay, here's our final platter, as you can see. So what I like about tri-tip is you can get a good mix of doneness. I've got some medium rare over here. I've got more that's more done and medium over here. And it's a good way to serve it. I mean, the meat's sitting on the potatoes, so the potatoes are just soaking up all that meat juice and flavor. In fact, I didn't try a potato. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I'd even picked up, believe it or not, some of the smokiness off of the tri-tip. Those are good. Just pillowy and soft on the inside, and you got that little crunch. Now, I picked up off the internet this black truffle infused salt, truffle salt, as a finishing salt, and I haven't used it yet. So I'm going to grab a piece of tri-tip here, grab a little bit of salt, this truffle salt, apply, and taste. That's pretty good. I've never been a huge fan of truffle, but that actually is pretty good on there. Put just a little bit more. See what happens. Like my sodium count needs it. Yeah, that's good. It's that beefy, earthy flavor. So if you like things like that, that umami they talk about, give it a shot. That's pretty good. I don't know if I'd do that on everything. I don't think I'd put this on a ribeye, but in certain cases like this, it's pretty good. Probably good with those potatoes too. So, okay, let me wrap this up. I'm going to take this over to church now, and we'll get our Christmas started. So remember, it's Christmas Eve. I hope everybody out there has a Merry Christmas, wonderful holidays, a joyous New Year, and wish everybody the best for 2025. But just keep having fun, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.